Hey, beautiful beings. This is my second night in a row on Facebook Live. Jacob's away, so I get the house to just create and do my own thing. I'm jumping on tonight because I want to share more about my love of essential oils, and I'm sure you've seen probably over the last year and a bit me sharing heaps on essential oils. So tonight I just want to dive into why I adore them so much and how I use them and what they actually are. So I know before I started using essential oils 2 years ago, I just thought they were these bottles of smelly stuff, and I thought that was the extent of their power. I thought that people just wore them as like perfume or put them in the house just because it was something nice. And yeah, I didn't know anything beyond that. And now, since having used them for the last few years, I now know that essential oils are very, very, very powerful plant magic. And that the smell of essential oils is just like the cherry on top of a cake. It's the thing that lures you in, but then once you've smelt them, you then have all of these other beautiful effects and experiences in your body, in your emotions, in your energy. So the smell is just what lures people in, and it goes far, far, far beyond that, their power. So I, in fact, use essential oils as my alternative to medicine. Nature is my pharmacy, and essential oils are what really, really support me through so many things in my life. They're the first thing I turn to, and usually I don't have to turn to anything else, because what I turn to them for, they are usually able to support me so powerfully in that. So what they actually are, for those of you who don't use essential oils, let me grab my collection behind me. And so essential oils, you can see it's like liquid in the bottle. Magic liquid. And so this is lemon oil, and so lemon oil comes from the rind of the plant. And essential oils are in the plant like a plant's immune system. It's like the inbuilt mechanism that nature has built into plants to keep the plant alive and thriving and healthy. And so because our body is made from nature as well, we're made by the same force that made all the plants in our environment, all the trees, all the herbs, all of these beautiful things. Essential oils, when we place them in the bottle, when we extract them, or distill them rather, our body receives them really well. And essential oils are really, really compatible for our body in terms of supporting them back to its natural state of vibrance and health. I'm a huge believer that our body is meant to feel good, and our body knows how to feel good, that we have a healing mechanism within us, that when our body gets out of alignment, whether we have a cold or a flu or something bigger than that, our body has the capacity to heal itself. Our body has the capacity to heal itself. But we don't put our body in an environment that is consistent or conducive to healing. We are in stressful jobs. We are in stressful relationships. We have toxins in our air. We run ourselves to the ground. We're always around screens. Our body might fall out of alignment and get sick, and it's in its natural capacity to heal itself, but because we have all these stressful things around us, our body can't heal itself because we're putting too much stress on it. So what I found really powerful in my experience, and why I just fucking love sharing these oils with the world, is that essential oils are a way of helping our body deal with the stress around us, whether it be emotional stress from our partner or not doing what we want to do, being in a 9-to-5 job when we don't want to be in it, whether it's physical stress from our environment, like the toxins or the food we're eating or the water we're drinking, whether it's energetic stress. Whatever it is, essential oils can work on all these different parts of our body, or all these different bodies, our physical, our emotional, our energetic body, to help us and support us through this stress so that our body has less shit to deal with, and so it can then heal itself. Yet the way we look at getting better or being healthy is really when we're sick, we like to do something to take away the symptoms straight away and to mask whatever it is our body is trying to communicate with us. But our body communicates with us for a reason. We get sick, we get run down. I used to get eczema all around this eye. I used to get eczema so bad around this eye that I couldn't open it some days. I couldn't open it. And I look back and I know that was my body communicating to me that I was working too hard and that I wasn't doing what I loved. I was in a job that wasn't really exciting me. I used to get it heaps in high school when I was just work myself to the bone. And so now I look back at that and say my body was communicating with me, but at that time all I wanted to do was use a steroid cream and put it on my eye so it would go away and so I could keep working really hard. This model, essential oils, is a completely different model of living. A completely revolutionary model for our modern time. It's not revolutionary because these oils have been around for 5,000 years. 5,000 years, the first evidence of essential oil is found. How crazy. But this model of health and looking after ourselves is super different to what we're all used to. It's about, instead of trying to mask our symptoms, it's about listening to our body and realizing that any physical thing that our body is bringing up, that is just our body saying something to us. And we learn to listen, and essential oils help us listen. It doesn't suppress that body's communication, it honors our body's communication. It honors our body's communication, because when we honor our body's communication, because our body is the smart one, we think we're the smart one, but our body knows best. Our body knows how to heal. It's got ancient wisdom. It is very, very, very intelligent. When we listen to our body and support it with these beautiful natural tools that don't suppress our body's communication, but support it and allow us to move through that, that is true healing. That is true healing. Listening to our body, honoring our body. So it might feel really different to what you're used to, just grabbing whatever it is so you can suppress whatever's coming up for you and you can move on with life. But if you're really, really committed and devoted, or even interested in living a life that feels really good and living to the highest version of yourself, you need to begin practicing listening to your body and honoring your body and not suppressing what's coming up. So there's many ways essential oils work to help listen to our body and help honor our body's communication. And one of the ways is that they work on a physical level. So our essential oils are anti so many different things. For example, our oregano is extremely antiviral. So it's like a natural antibiotic. I actually use this to support me through cold sores. I've only started getting cold sores last September, and the first two I had just lasted for weeks. But I knew I didn't want to use any pharmaceuticals. I knew I just wanted to use the essential oils, but I didn't really know which ones to use at first. I've had 3 since then, and I've just taken oregano. They have not surfaced. When I felt the buzzing, I've taken oregano internally, and my cold sores have not surfaced. So these are powerful physical support. It's not that you use essential oils because you don't want to use traditional or modern medicine, but you have to sacrifice the effectiveness of what you're choosing because you're choosing something natural. Natural works. Natural is in alignment with our body and nature, which this is just pure plants. They love each other. They join together so beautifully. There's also many oils that are antibacterial, antimicrobial, so they're really, really powerful at fighting different microorganisms off of our body, so it can, again, function really powerfully in the world. I use my essential oils for anything from cold and flus to using them on my skin, using them when I'm feeling really sleepy and lethargic, just to give me energy. So in my physical body, they're extremely, extremely powerful. Essential oils are also about 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So they're really, really potent in our body. The second thing that essential oils do, and this is probably my favorite thing that they do, is they support our emotional body. I'm a huge believer that, like I said before, anything physical that comes up in our body is our body trying to communicate to us that we're not doing something right, or we need to slow down, or we need to change something in our life right now. So for me, before I use the example that I used to get eczema all the time, and that was just my body kind of screaming at me because I wasn't listening to any of the other signs it was giving me. The eczema got so bad because my body really, really, really wanted me to know that it needed rest. And so essential oils can really assist us in supporting ourselves emotionally, because when we're stressed, when we're run down, when we have emotional stuff going on in our life, if we don't address that, it's going to turn to something physical. Essential oils help us with our emotional hygiene, with moving through different emotions. They support us to feel instead of suppress our emotions. They support us to be in a really high vibration. And how they do this is that they're magic. Nah, there is a science behind essential oils, which is super cool too. But when we breathe in essential oils, the aromatic molecules, which is just what they are, so there's little aromatic molecules that you can't actually see floating out of the bottle, lifting into my nose right now, and they connect to our olfactory bulb in our nose, which just is what creates the sensation of smelling. And then that olfactory bulb is connected and linked to our limbic system in our brain, which is the home of our emotions. The home of our emotions. And depending on what kind of chemistry is going on within that limbic system determines how we feel. These little bottles of plants have the power to change the chemistry of our limbic system. Each one changes the chemistry in our limbic system differently. So lemon, for example, is the oil of focus and cleansing. So when we smell lemon, we feel really clear and we feel really aligned with one task instead of having 1,000 things in our mind that we think we need to do. Wild orange, for example, is an oil that helps to uplift us emotionally and awaken us. Peppermint, the oil of awakening, really, really beautiful for when you're feeling lethargic or when you're feeling like life's too much. Peppermint's a really, really beautiful awakening oil. So they have these powerful, powerful qualities to transform the way we feel. Also, on this emotional and energetic levels, essential oils are a really, really powerful tool to help us move through limiting beliefs and emotional blocks. I love using them in my manifesting processes. So when I'm trying to create something, in the world. I use my essential oils to and link them with different affirmations depending on what emotional power the oil has. I think for me too, before I got into essential oils, I was going to yoga lots to feel good, and I was really, really particular about what I was eating, and I would only feel good when I was eating or drinking a green smoothie, and my diet was really, really clean, and I was only eating organic, and I was going to yoga 5 or 6 times a week. That was like how I felt good, and I would only feel good if I was doing those things. Since using essential oils, they've taught me that I don't need to do anything to feel good, that I can just smell a bottle of oil to remind myself that all is well, to get out of that state of thinking that I need to do to be successful and I need to do to be worthy. Having these oils scattered throughout my day and incorporating them into my rituals and my different routines are just consistently bringing me home. They remind me to be present, because when you're smelling an essential oil, there is nowhere else you can be. Your sense of smell draws you right into this moment. That's where all the joy exists anyway. All of our suffering exists when we try and change the past, or we're trying to fix the future or create the future. When right now in this moment, that's our power. And essential oils are a really, really, really super powerful tool in bringing us into the present moment and allowing us to feel good. And how easy is it to bring an essential oil up to your nose and smell, or even to have, this is called a diffuser, and that has essential oil in it. And the way that works is it diffuses oil around the room. And as that happens, we're breathing in that therapy, and it's changing our emotional state and our energetic state. How easy is that? Like I said, I used to think that I needed to go to yoga 5 times a week, and I needed to journal all the time and have my green smoothie and do this, that, and the other to feel good. And since having these powerful vibrational tools in my life, I know all I need to do is go and choose an oil and sit with that oil, or breathe in that oil, or have my diffuser on, and I'm reminded instantaneously. And I'm sure you guys have had an experience before, like say you go from the city and you're just driving in the bush, or you're driving towards a waterfall, or you jump in the ocean, or you go somewhere to sit with Mother Nature. And you just feel this deep sense of, like you can relax, like you can breathe. This is Mother Nature in a bottle. This is Mother Nature in a bottle. You probably have a job, you probably have a family. We can't all be out communing with nature in every moment of the day. This is how we get that feeling from Mother Nature while we live in our modern world. Just opening up the bottle when you're at work, having a sneaky sniff and changing the way you feel. Because the way we feel then determines what we create and what we see in the world. And everyone knows this. If we wake up on the wrong side of the bed in the morning, everything feels like shit. Everything seems wrong. Where when we wake up or someone says something nice to us first thing in the morning, or we're just feeling really good, the day goes beautifully. Nothing seems to taint our mood. For me, essential oils are a way to change the way I'm feeling, or stop negativity or anything heavy, stop that in its tracks, instead of suppressing that so it comes back later. But to stop it in its tracks so that I can interact with the world from a really powerful and positive place. So they are my tools of alignment. They are my tools of feeling good. They are my Mother Nature in a bottle to remind me that my power is in the present moment, and I always have the power to choose to feel good. Always. And on that note too, I used to be a huge, and I still am a big believer in affirmations and positive thinking, but sometimes you're just in the day and you're in a state where you're not feeling great, that even if you said, all is good, all is well in my world, all is well in my world, no matter how many times you might recite that to yourself, you're just not going to lift out of that heavy state because you don't believe it. So no matter how many affirmations you say or how much you try to flip the situation or change your perspective, sometimes it's just really hard. So what I've found is that essential oils are a really, really powerful way to easily shift the way we feel. We don't need to do all the affirmations. We don't need to really think positively. Or these help us start that journey, and then we can do the affirmations. Then we can change our perspective from a more aligned place, an easier, more simpler place. Because effort never works. Effort never works. And these are here, well, in my experience, they've brought so much more ease into life. Ease in my physical body, helping me feel good. Yeah, Zach. Helping me physically feel good really easily. Ease in my emotional body, helping me move through emotions and helping me deal with stress and deal with things that come up, because that's life. Challenges come up. They just help me ground and become present, get me out of this thing, this thing, and help ground me in my body. And they brought a lot of ease into the energetic realm, like my connection to the divine, my connection to that deeper intuitive side of me too. They've really, really helped my connection with that part of my experience as well. So nature is my pharmacy, nature is my spiritual guide, nature is my counselor, and it's all just in these little bottles. If anyone has any questions, I know there's a few people on the call live, so feel free to drop some questions in the comments and I can see if I can answer them. But if any of this has sparked your curiosity, your interest, just reach out, send me a message, and I can send you more things, or we can have a chat about the best way to invite these powerful tools into your life. Because even if you're not into spirituality or alternative wellness, natural therapies, these are for everyone. These are for everyone. I don't think there's any questions, but I hope you have learnt something, or felt something more importantly, from being in this space with me tonight. All my love to you, you beautiful beings. Remember that nature is all providing. I don't even think I mentioned that, but that's one of my favorite things about using essential oils, is that they remind me how abundant Mother Earth is. Like, I use peppermint to take away migraines and headaches. That is a plant. That is something that was already here. I use lavender to sleep, vetiver to dream. That's something that was already here, that Mother Nature created and provides. So incredibly powerful. Let's remember to listen to our bodies, because he or she is always communicating with us. Always. Let's honor and respect our body's messages and use powerful natural tools that help to honor our body. Eben, I use doTERRA. Yeah, so Eben's asking which oil company do I use, and the oils that I use are doTERRA. to be honest, I never used any essential oils before I found doTERRA, and since getting into doTERRA too, I've come to realize that not all essential oils are created alike, that quality and where the essential oils are grown and how they're distilled is really, really important. So even if you want some more info about the quality of doTERRA's oils, which is a really, really powerful, I can send it to you. Much love, beautiful people. Hopefully I've inspired you to perhaps journey into the world of essential oils. Let me know if you'd like to join the party. I have a really beautiful, thriving Facebook community. So if you were to jump into the world of oils, I'd invite you into that. And that's where you just learn how to use these essential oils, how to transition into an essential oil lifestyle. Much love, beauties.